You know, it's always important for us to consider the underlying conveyance. When it comes to esotericism, which is hidden knowledge, they convey the hidden knowledge. It's just that you have to understand it. The majority of people aren't privy to this hidden knowledge, therefore, they don't understand underlying conveyances. Just when it comes to showing you something that's more than meets the eye. Like on the surface, this is a regular picture of Drake's son enjoying his birthday party. But on the surface, but beyond the surface, just when it comes to the intricacies, the nuance, it's important for us to understand what we see. So when you see an image like this with the caption, "Baby goat, you are different," and we understand what the goat represents, as well as the colors, like the sun and Saturn being an allusion to the color yellow and orange, which is the sun, and Saturn being an allusion to the color black. You see the orange and black on Drake's sun, and the goat, which is an allusion to Saturn. The baby goat is an allusion to Saturn. Also, baby, that's an allusion to Horus or Heru. See, his son, Drake's son, represents a reincarnated form of him. And we all understand that Osiris died and was reincarnated into Horus. So his son represents Horus, believe it or not. I did other videos on it to prove that. But just with this image here, he's perpetuating it just when it comes to the understanding of what the role is. As far as the esoteric role, not talking about acting, I'm talking about the esoteric role. They play out these esoteric roles just when it comes to the understanding. They understand it. I understand it. Brothers that's on the same wavelength understand it. It's just that the masses don't. The sheep, the majority of people are sheep. The majority of people in this world don't know what's going on. So when they see something like this, 9 times out of 10, they'll call me out and say, "Oh, you crazy," because you stuff like that. But for the most part, a lot of people are waking up. So that's a blessing. But what we see here is pretty much the amalgamation of the sun and Saturn coming together, as well as the moon with the white shoes. And the reason why I'm touching on this is because of the caption. The caption pretty much lets you know what this is about when it comes to you seeing it beyond the surface. Because the caption tells, oh, if this caption wasn't here, I wouldn't cover this. But being that the caption is here, it's letting you know to contextualize just on the level of understanding the esoteric, hidden knowledge. They adhere to the hidden knowledge and they convey it, but they have to convey it in a surreptitious way. That's why they say stuff like "you're a conspiracy." Not me, just in general. That's why people believe in those things, because they don't understand what they see. It's not a conspiracy if you know how to contextualize and then you see it and it connects with other things. Just like, Kanye West, when he said that his mother was sacrificed, that right there should let you know that you shouldn't be adhering to this conspiracy theory nonsense. It's not a conspiracy. It's true. It's valid. And that's an example. There's other examples of certain people who let you know what the entertainment industry is about. And from there, you contextualize. But people, they just see that and they just separate themselves from that, or they just keep that there. They don't know how to put that with something else in order for them to understand more broader, like what it is, just in terms of context. If you understand that Kanye West is a part of the entertainment industry, he tells you that his mother was sacrificed. What else do you need? It's the same thing with the video on a dude that's a publicist, an industry insider who's telling you these things in the year of exposure. So shouldn't you put these things together? That's my point. And I'm only talking to the people that's simple and don't get it. I'm trying to help you understand how to put things in proper context so you can better understand what you're seeing. It's not to disrespect. It's just for people to understand how to look at things, because certain people don't even know how to decipher. They don't contextualize, and part of that is not even their fault. You have to have understanding, just being honest. Just when it comes to the historic aspect, you have to have a understanding. If you don't, you're just going to be a leaf in the wind out here. That's why I shun at people who say, "Oh, history don't matter." That's just some simple, childish rhetoric. You have to have an understanding of history in order for you to know what's going on, in order for you to know your place, so on and so forth. Real history, going back to the Bible, not just, this modern day. I'm talking about real ancient history and so on, starting from there. So yeah, man, I just wanted to say that, just going off of this is a good piece for me to really speak on this, because it just goes hand in hand with how to pretty much decipher things and how to look beyond the surface. You see the orange and the black, and you see that motif a lot when it comes to these colors. You see celebrities, they convey the orange a lot when it comes to what they wear or their music videos. The motif, they always do that because it's about the principles of the sun and Saturn. Those two main celestial bodies, planets, whatever you want to call it, they worship heavily. They worship heavily, more so like in terms of constellations, that being with the sun and the planet, more so Saturn. But just in terms of those bodies, they worship heavily because they understand where it goes back to esoterically. This society is under the worship of Nimrod, the person that started that Tower of Babel or Babel, who wanted to pretty much encapsulate the understanding of Yahweh. He wanted to be God. And part of that was teaching the people the wrong things. It's the same thing that's going on in society where these people, as far as like the entertainment industry, they're proverbial Nimrod. It's their job to steer you the wrong way. It's the same thing that was going on during the Tower of Babel. It's being recreated. They're just trying to finish it. It's not going to be finished because we already know that prophecy and nature is going to win. But at the same time, they replicating the same thing that started from Nimrod and Cush with the tower, which was reinvigorated from Adam and Eve and their sin. So it's very important for us to understand context. It goes all the way back to the ancient times. Everything about this society is in veneration of Nimrod. Nimrod is worshipped as many different gods in this society, like Dionysus or the Bacchus or Pan or Jupiter or Hermes, so on and so forth. That's what we must understand. And then when we understand that, we know what we're looking at. It's better. It's a better, it's a better way of reception just when it comes to what we see. Deuteronomy 4 and verse 19. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 19. When you look to the heavens and see the sun, moon, and stars, all the stars in the sky, all the stars. When you think about that song Kendrick Lamar featuring SZA, or SZA featuring Kendrick Lamar, all the stars, that's what it's an allusion to. It's an allusion to the constellations. Do not be led astray to bow and worship to them and serve them. The Lord your power has provided them for all people everywhere under the heaven. And even with this, put in proper context, we already know that the all people is in reference to the brown skinned people on the earth in terms of the natural person, the natural man, natural woman. Esau was a new thing on the earth. And we understand that those people, when they're under the sun, they can get cancer. So that just, tells you a lot about those type of people. But that's a different video for another day. The sun, when it comes to the worship system in regards to the upper levels of this society, the entertainment industry is a part of the upper levels. They worship the sun because the sun represents a form of light. Now, Luciferianism is based in enlightenment. So it goes hand in hand. That's why they push the sun element so hard, because it's based in enlightenment. The sun provides light and heat. Ham, who was the father of Cush, and Cush, who was the father of Nimrod, they were the original enlighteners. The term Ham literally means hot. That's what it means. So that goes hand in hand also with the sun god element. They were all known as sun gods, especially Nimrod, who was worshipped as Osiris. Osiris then being reincarnated into Horus, the sun god. He was known as the sun god from his mother because, he taught people on the earth. That was based in a rebellion against the Heavenly Father with the Tower of Babel. That's what that was based in. And we understand that the sun is not necessarily a part of the constellations. It's like the only star that's not necessarily a part of the constellations, but it acts as it based off of the rotation of the earth and how the earth, revolves around the sun and so on and so forth. As well as the understanding of the moon when it comes to it acting as a symbol for knowledge and teaching and purity and so on and so forth. That being associated with the mother. Now, mind you, Nimrod and his father, they both had sex with their own mother. So all this stuff is pervasive just when it comes to the entertainment industry. It's replicated. It goes back to those people. That's what I mean. The sun god worship goes back to those people. Osiris or Nimrod or Cush. But really particularly Nimrod, Osiris. Because that's the sun god. That's the god of death as well as the sun god. Saturn and the sun. The death represents the Saturn aspect, wearing all black, and the sun represents the enlightenment aspect, Also, when it comes to, exuberance and vibrations, so on and so forth. But it's all esoteric. It's all Luciferian. That's my point. And with this verse here in Deuteronomy 4:19, we already understand the Most High let us know that we are not supposed to be getting into this type of stuff when it comes to divination and worship in the heavens. We are not to do these things. The Most High provided these things for us for benefits, for a reason. It is not to, it's not to be a symbol for worship.